A bit buggy and he's a whoa, cha-ching.
So you were diagnosed with a heart condition a few years ago. How did you feel about that at the time, and how did it affect your cycling? Because you were really into it at that point.
How did I feel about it at the time? Gutted, devastated, depressed.
Right.
You know, it took us a while to sort of get my head around it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think I've ever accepted it even yet.
No.
You can, really. I think half the trouble was I'd convinced myself that I was too fit to have something like that. You can. I mean, to go on through doing 60, 70 mile road runs on a Saturday on a whim, to suddenly being told, right, 20 miles is your maximum and things like that was a bit difficult to kind of comprehend. I mean, even now, last year I decided I would have a shot at the Lauder run, the 50 mile in. Now, I'm not supposed to, but I thought maybe I could just do it, you can. But I discovered last year that the training that I did for it, and then doing the event, and the fact it was a windy day and a hilly course, I was knackered for a couple of days after it, you can, and having the flutters. So I think that kind of made us realise then that no, I can't do it. I just have to accept it, you can. So in this past year, I'd actually made a decision that I was going to cut my cycling back even more,
Right.
And get into the walking again a wee bit, because I think I really kind of need to. I want to be around for a good number of years yet. You can. So I'm kind of learning, but I've never accepted it.
No.
And I still get a bit fed up with it when I see what other folk are doing. You know, I mean, when the guys went away and they did that long way down last year, I just wanted to be part of that. And that's why I volunteered to help with the support vehicle. I just felt
you want to be part of it.
There was a wee bit selfishness about it. I just wanted to be part of it, and I thought, right, that was doing something again. But when I see them going away and doing 100 miles now each year with the club, that's the sort of thing I really still want to do.
Miss essentially. It's tough.
But however, folk are worse, that's what I say.
Well, it's true, there's a lot of folk in the graveyard would love to have us here.
Exactly.
Say heart like yours, shall we say.
Exactly, yeah.
But I actually use you as an example for heart rate training. Because you're meant to keep your heart rate below a certain level.
Which I stick to religiously.
Things don't meant to be. But I hadn't cycled with for a few years until I did the Tour de France a couple of years ago. We did 80 miles that weekend, and it was amazing how fit you are for keeping your heart level that low. So again, part of my job is to instruct folk on heart rate training and my bicycle coaching and whatever else, even at the gym, and saying that, look, Colin keeps it below, is it 70%, 60%?
It's actually supposed to be 60%.
60%, but you've had to learn to ride slower now to keep your heart rate down, but in that zone you've gotten stronger. Again, your legs will be a lot stronger having to go slower up hills and things. And therefore no going above the 60%, where your 60 is maybe my 80 and 90, which I noticed, so it's hard to tell folk old school about the modern technologies of heart rate training and whatever else, but I have used you as an example of again how fit you can get just by doing what you do.
There's no doubt about it. And I mean, I hope it doesn't shatter your sort of training advice that you give to folk a wee bit, but you know, there is times it goes above 70.
Yes.
You know, it has to. You can't. But I mean, what I have to do then is get it back down to 60 as quick as I can.
Yes.
And which is, I do, honest Meg, honest. She sound through there, honest. I do that, but you know, but you're right. You can be fitter, and I could probably go out at 60% and ride more miles than I really do.
Yeah.
Because even what I do now, I go out and do 30 miles and I come back and I'm not even tired. Again. So I know that.
You didn't want to be?
Nah, I know I could do more. And that's maybe half the time. That's why I'm thinking that I'm all right. You can, but
Ken, I know.
aye.
Cool. Have you ever accidentally kissed a man?
Accidentally. I was going to say, I like to think about that. Yeah, I've deliberately kissed a man. Accidentally. I don't know that. I can't recall that.
Okay, we'll move on.
I move on through there. Is this censored by any chance? Have you get over this again? There's been no beeps yet either.
No.
I've not sworn yet either.
We're only 8 questions in though. Only 8 questions.
I've been practising speaking without swearing today, so it's been murder.
Who is your cycling hero? I think I might know this, but...
One cycling hero.
Well, heroes, heroines, heroes.
I would like to say Graham Veitch is one of the main guys.
All right, okay.
I did a lot of cycling with Veitch when I was still fit enough to do it, and I was always amazed at how he could just keep turning that pedal under the most bloody difficult circumstances. Okay? Even the day that I dropped him on the Hardens, I got up the Hardens. Graham, can you remember that day, Graham, if you're watching this? But no, I just really admire what that guy has done over the years. It's all endurance stuff that he's put his body through, and he's still doing it. He can. There was a guy, Alan Ainsley, can you remember
Yes,
Alan?
I remember Alan,
Yeah, Alan, when I first started kind of cycling, I'd been doing it for a few years, and Jens got ties with cyclists from other towns, such as Hoyk. I really admired what Alan Ainsley had achieved over the years and what he was still doing. And to me, he was a true cyclist. He had the right approach to it. He wasn't just there to do it for himself. Alan was keen to develop others in the sport, and he just had a natural way about him about giving advice. He never felt that here was somebody telling you what to do. He just had such a great way of doing it, and he was a guy that had done it, and I really looked up to that guy. And tragically he died young, which was a real shame. So there was him, and I suppose in the professional world, it seems a bit daft, but Lance Armstrong was a guy that really I looked up to until he got nabbed. You know, I was one of them that was of the belief that he was clean because he got tested that much, so he couldn't possibly be doing on it. And we all get taken in with it.
I think a lot of us were.
But we were, aye. But I mean, I just loved the way he rode a bike and his approach to it, his training methods. He was very selfish, but that got him to the top. You know, it just so happens that at the end of the day, he had other help, but his approach at the time when he was winning and when he was theoretically clean, I thought the guy was a bit of an inspiration. Nowadays it has to be Froome.
I suppose.
You know, even though I can't bike like I used to or anything, I still have heroes. And Froome is currently into them. And I just hope he gets over this blip. Which
hopefully.
I truly believe is a blip.
Yes.
He can. We'll just have to see how he comes out.
See how it goes. Do you know anyone called Tarquin?
You know something, that came up the other night on the TV programme and they said, we would call your kid Tarquin. But personally, no.
No, you didn't.
No, can't think of him, no.
That's probably the toughest question here. You like your rock music?
Well, I love it.
Do you miss having hair?
Yeah, aye. Not so much for the rock music side, but just
just in general.
Aye,
right.
Bloody call.
Right, no for headbanging when you've got you've got Deep Sabbathon or Black Purple or whatever.
I've been going to the concerts and I see some of them guys here that's the same age as me and they've got grey hair down to there. I think, I wish I was like that. But no, it's more through the fact that it's cold at this time of the year, and then in the summer you get your heat burnt. If I just had hair, that wouldn't happen.
It's a lose-lose, isn't it?
I hate wearing hats. I have to wear them in summer and winter.
I suppose.
So I miss my hair.
What's the best thing you've done on a bike? You've done a few charity things. I took part in the 24-hour thing you did with Vici, or the 240-mile one, wasn't the one? You've done a few charity events in the square, plus loads of others. Have you got a favourite time you had on the bike? Holidays maybe?
I think that the doing the border loop in the day with Vici is a highlight. You know, that was quite an achievement.
Yeah.
And we did it for the right reasons and things like that. And it was born out of a few pints. And because at that time we were regularly doing cycle rides of about 150 miles, we then say, right, how can we do something bigger? And just sitting in the pub one night going, oh, let's do the border loop in a day. And I think the next day I phoned them up and said, are you serious about that? And it went through there. But I think I know that highlights was cycling in the Alps.
Right.
The Pyrenees, Australia even. I went with Darians and did a cycle event which was a amazingly well organised event, and it was wall-to-wall crowds.
Right.
Oh, I wore a buzz you got out to take in, and I mean, even the extent when you were coming into some of the tunes, they were behind the crash barriers and everything.
All right.
And they're slamming the sides like you see you can on the tour things you can.
Yeah.
It was just a great atmosphere about it. Yeah. But I think going up to like say Alpe d'Huez and these sort of places, they're iconic things, and just they do it where the professionals have been.
Great to watch on the telly as well.
Yeah. And seeing the Tour de France down in Yorkshire. You know, we would have thought I would see the Tour de France in Yorkshire. And that same year I seen the Giro Italia in Ireland. You can. So it's great. Yeah. And this year my good lady and I were off to Paris to see the end of the tour.
All right.
Yeah, and it's traditional finishing. So.
And the Champs-Élysées.
That's it.
Good.
You see, I could never pronounce that. I'm glad you've come
okay. You're not lost now.
Yeah, when I ask directions, I know that I've said this right.
Gendarme.
Is that what he's called?
It's the Champs-Élysées. Garçon. Do you remember having a dream bike you lusted after? Just even when you were a child or you seen in a shop window that you just had to save up for?
A dream
bike. Can I remember swans down the street, seeing a Vindeck Trekker in the window? Thought, that's what I want. I never got in.
I didn't actually.
My paw in the window.
I didn't actually see you in the window, but I remember when Johnny Byers had the place. You ken that was up above, well, roughly where Mark Rutherford had his sports massage place. And
you
went up the stairs and a door just along through there.
Right.
And Johnny Byers worked in the place with Alistair Craig, so he was another local cycling legend.
Yeah.
And I bought a bike out of there that was green and white, and because I'm a Celtic fan, that was the bike I wanted. When as soon as I seen it in the place, that's my bike. You can. And it was a straight handlebar rally. You can. Can't just mind the model of it now. Mud guards on it. I was still doing a paper round then, so I needed a good bike for it. But I love that bike, and it's always been in my memory. That bike for some reason.
If a shark and a lion had a fight, we think we'd win. I've asked this in the last couple of interviews. Again, it's a hypothetical thing.
Aye, let's forget about if it has to be in water or if it's in land. Let's just kind of. I think I would go on for the shark.
The shark?
Oh, aye, definitely. Aye. I think so. Yeah.
They're quite ferocious, aren't they?
Oh, aye, yep, aye. Yeah, aye, definitely. Mind the lion's got claws and all as well as a mouth, isn't it? Whereas the shark's only got the mouth.
Aye.
But it's some size of mouth, isn't it?
Oh, it's a big mouth.
Aye. And I mean, it can turn on a sixpence and nothing like that, so yeah, I'm going with the shark.
Go with the shark.
You're not going to talk us out of that.
No, that wasn't intended.
Sorry, Lenny the Lion's gone. He's away.
Hanging your every word.